Friends and colleagues at the European Organization Design Forum. My name is Nathan Furr. I'm a professor of strategy at INSEAD, and I'm really sorry I can't be there in person. I'm joining you via this video recording to tell you a little bit about the article that we wrote on digital transformation in hope that it helps you in your work. As you know, digital transformation is a really critical topic for many organizations today, and I think given your interests, you'll have a particular fondness for our message, because what we did is we studied organizations going through digital transformation, and we asked the question, who's the right person to lead a digital transformation initiative? This was published by Harvard Business Review with my two co-authors, Gaarlandt and Andrew Shipilov, and myself, of course. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself for background. As I mentioned, I'm a professor at INSEAD. My work is on two areas. First, the area of innovation. I've published a number of books through Harvard, as well as articles in Harvard Business Review. I help put together the Forbes list of the world's most innovative companies. Work on technology change and digital transformation, and so this article was very near and dear to my heart. In fact, we wrote an article recently in the print magazine called Digital Doesn't Have to Be Disruptive, in which we really challenged many of the messages that are floating around in the world today about digital transformation. For this particular article, I want to do a special call out to Gaarlandt and his colleagues at Spark Optimus. So Spark Optimus is a consulting firm that specializes in digital transformation. And so what was so great about this collaboration is Andrew Shipilov and I, who are both professors here at INSEAD, were able to collaborate with Spark Optimus and put our case studies together so we could get about 50 cases of digital transformation efforts to say, what patterns do we see in common? Well, to highlight the key message of the article, maybe let me ask you a question. If you were put in charge of hiring someone to lead your digital transformation efforts, who would you hire? Would you maybe pick John Crawford? He's got a lot of experience in non-digital roles, marketing, buying, category management. He supervised a number of teams. He has a great track record of success in the organization, but really not really a digital person in the sense that he has a lot of digital experience. Or would you pick Susanna McKay? She has a deep level of experience in computer science. She has 12 years in roles as a digital specialist, in marketing, user interface design, most recently coming to us from Amazon, has some leadership experience, but mostly kind of in ad hoc roles. Or would you pick candidate 3, kind of your general all-around smart candidate? William Button has lots of experience in investment banking and consulting, has supervised consulting teams. If I were to clarify, what are you choosing between? You're choosing between John, who has a lot of organizational experience, Susanna, who has a lot of digital experience, and William, who has kind of just general horsepower intellectually. Well, if you were like most of my classes, and we throw this question out to my executives who are in my digital transformation courses, they tend to typically go for Susanna, who's the digital expert, or maybe William, but tend to avoid John because he really doesn't have much digital experience. But let me tell you a quick story that illustrates the challenges we've seen in real organizations. It was a big European manufacturer. They wanted to launch an e-commerce initiative. They hired somebody just like Susanna. In this case, it was a woman who did in fact have experience from Amazon, so it can't get any better than that. She knew the digital world. She had experience in digital players. She was an expert, a guru. And she came into the organization, and right away she saw how this recalcitrant, ossified organization needed to wake up to a digital world. So she went around evangelizing her message of digital transformation, and then she established her strategy and began to launch it. And she began to find that these executives who had been rather terrified by her apocalyptic vision of digital began to get pretty nervous. And weren't sure they wanted to work with her. And so this digital guru decided that she needed to go to the CEO and get permission to carve off a separate business unit because these non-digital natives just didn't get it. And in fact, she did. She carved off a business unit. She hired in a bunch of digital experts. She started to indeed generate some digital sales, but she wasn't really getting as much momentum as she hoped. So she started to divert the marketing budget away from traditional marketing into digital marketing. Now, although she was able to achieve some sales, meanwhile, all hell is breaking loose in the rest of the organization. People from the traditional part of the business are getting phone calls from customers. Why is your online pricing different than your offline pricing? What's going on here? And as things started to break down, so did the cooperation with this new digital guru. And in 8 months, this person succeeded in going from $0 in sales to some very modest sum that would be less than 1% of the company's annual revenues, back down to zero. Wow, big failure. Maybe we would ascribe that to the inertia of the management team, their unwillingness to work with this new digital guru, and their, being just not able to see the future and being too unwilling to move, and you can't change big companies. But that's not the whole story. What happened after that is they went out to one of the individuals inside the organization who didn't have any digital experience, but had a track record of success of getting things done. Someone who had in fact been somewhat skeptical of digital in the past, and asked her to lead the new digital initiative. At first she refused. She said, "Oh, I don't want to do that. That's a mess." But as they kept pressing her, eventually she said, "Okay, I'm willing to do it." This is someone, again, no knowledge of digital of their own self-admittance, but willing to learn and with a track record for getting things done in the company. What did she do? She went and took that team of digital experts that the digital guru had hired. She then went out and tried to understand what are the needs of customers and what are the needs of this business, and then integrate them together and bring that team of digital experts in service of the needs of customers and the business. And then she went out and she worked with different business leaders to get them on board, to evangelize what they were actually doing in this business and this new business unit and how it could help them achieve their goals, and then educating the sales force. And well, you can read the article if you want more details, but let me say she succeeded in creating a very successful digital transformation. So in answer to this question, and as an illustration of the anecdote, who should you choose to lead your digital transformation initiative? Well, although you might be tempted to pick Susanna, and it's not that she can't succeed. The digital guru can succeed. But where the digital guru tends to get into trouble is they don't understand how the organization operates. They don't understand how to get organization change done. And so they offend people and create challenges. Whereas who tends to succeed more? It tends to be the insider with a track record of success, who understands the political landscape of the organization, who's willing to learn about digital, and who brings a team of digital experts underneath them. In the 50 cases we studied, about when a digital transformation initiative was led by an insider, about 80% of the time they succeeded, whereas with a digital guru, it was far less. So as you think about the problem of who should lead a digital transformation initiative, at a high level, I would encourage you to remember that digital transformation is as much about organization change and design as it is about technology and digital. That's why the insider succeeds. And so I would encourage you, what kind of characteristics should you look for? Adaptability, willing to take responsibility, bias to action, analytically strong, self-learning. Said another way, what were the characteristics of insiders? And we saw this over and over again. Insiders who didn't really know anything about digital, who were able to succeed leading a digital transformation. They were willing to learn. They had a track record of success in getting things done. They knew who to talk to, how to get it done, how to set up good teams. And 3, they hired in the digital talent to help them achieve that goal. And number 4, they thought about it through the lens of the customer needs and the business needs. Thanks again for your time and attention. I hope this was inspiring and useful to you in your work designing organizations. Good luck and thank you.